Last time on Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Inner Theater. Most of our adventurers were sucked into the Earth Elemental Plane and dug their way to the surface border between it and the Air Elemental Plane, where they managed to slay two groups of quarreling mephits. And now, Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater continues. Alright, so I rolled weather, and the weather is just a very beautiful day in the city of Kiswahili. Your friends have just left through an Earth portal, but the two of you have decided to stay behind. Jacques and Juan, our Kitsune friends, have stayed behind in the city of Kiswahili after the big vote. All their friends just left the portal. You guys were resting. But you awake well rested. All of your friends are gone, and you're ready to go about your business in the city or wherever else you guys want to go, whatever you want to do.
But we knew what was going on, right?
It's your world. Yeah, you knew they went in a portal. You might have fallen asleep early, but Jacques will tell you anything you might have missed about them leaving through an Earth portal when that was finally opened.
Yeah, they were going into the Earth portal, and you were asleep. I didn't want to leave you behind, so I stayed until you wake up. You looked tired.
Yeah. She's on Fox time, so.
I just passed out in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So you guys stayed behind the city of Kiswahili and rested up, and got your strength back up. I mean, to be honest, Juan's been carrying the family for a couple months now, so she's probably very exhausted with you and John passed out and taking care of Kit and all this travel.
We should go check up on our brother.
We can't go back to that place.
We can.
Did you leave him in the Velox? I thought you could put him on the boat too.
I thought he went with everyone else.
Yeah, I thought he went on the boat too. So he went on the boat to Reyes, right? So you guys are suggesting going back to Reyes?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. Go take care of everyone else that's in our clan.
So Jacques suggests maybe trying to find your way back to Reyes and seeing how the other Kitsune that left that were heading there ended up.
Yeah.
Huh.
I feel kind of bad for just being like putting them on a boat and be like, we'll catch up later. There's just mass genocide.
Huh.
Because I don't like
Dibs on hero points.
I don't like it. Nice. I don't like this town. Anyway. I mean, all we did last game was just vote. These people don't know what the hell they're doing.
That's true. They're just politicians. You just went to DC. There's nothing here but voting.
If we can maybe get to Reyes and we can find our kin, maybe we can start training them like you're training Kit. We can train I can train some people.
Like making a Kitsune army?
Yeah.
I mean, most of them already in the Velox already know some basic, like, thievery and...
But then I could show them also how to be stealthy, sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, most of them have learned that, too, from having to live among a human civilization. But yeah, you training them wouldn't hurt, I guess.
Yeah. I just train them into assassins. Or...
To what end? Who do you want them to assassinate? People on Reyes?
Well, then we can... I don't know. We can do stuff for hire.
It's true.
Help bring our community together and
like
start to build wealth, so that we can start building more.
Okay.
I'm doing this with my hands a lot.
Yeah, because you won't. That's the wealth stacking up, right? That's the pile of wealth that you're building. That's all the gold coins.
I've done this PowerPoint presentation to the game today.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with Westlinia, though? Like, what? I feel like there's an entire half of the island that we didn't even, like, do anything about.
The others. Yeah, but...
Tailies.
I mean... all I know is they're in a different plane. I haven't tried contacting them, but... on the wrist bracer thing. You want to talk to him and tell him what we're doing, or what do you want to do? What do you think is our best?
Can you talk to them? Does that work?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm talking about the people that went into the plane.
Do it. Give it a shot. See what happens.
Okay. So I'm gonna call Cersei.
All right, so for you guys, it's early morning, so you guys are in an area of bright light, so your transmission signal is strong. And the rest of the group is also in an area of bright light, but they just recently went indoors. So medium coverage. So there's a little bit of coverage in the hut. So we'll say it'll be at half volume. Whatever you guys will transmit, they will hear, but it'll be at half the sound of your normal voice, which they'll probably still hear because they're in a hut. Although the winds are pretty heavy outdoors, but I'll make them roll perception checks, see if they hear what you have to say.
I'm gonna ask them if they're okay in there.
All right, so anyone that went through the portal can roll a perception check to see if they heard that message.
Natural one.
Cersei, calling Cersei. I'm here.
Alec did not hear your message.
Yeah, Alec. His ears explode.
I'm in the bathroom.
He's got his on a different channel. What channel are you using, by the way?
The one that we're all on, I believe it's 11.
Yeah, I think it's 11.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know what channel they might have left their bracer on a different channel last time they used it. I don't know if they left on the open channel last time or a different one. So unless they switch it to that channel, they won't hear it anyway. But if they were switched to that channel, if your bracer was on channel 11 last time you used it, you may roll a perception check. Alec already did and did not hear anything.
Well, I mean, is it kind of like
Natural 20.
All right, Cersei heard something on her bracer.
Okay.
What about you, Harlock? Did you hear anything, Harlock?
Are you okay? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we hopped through this portal and almost choked on a lot of dirt. Then turned to a worm and made a little hut. Killed some weird little pixie mafeets. After we did that, apparently we stole something larger's dinner. So it's coming towards us and we might be in a pickle.
Do you know how to get out of there?
Nope, no idea. Let's kill this monster.
So, John, that's what's going on with them. In the portal, can we go in the center of town and see if the portal's still open?
You may, but it's not because you guys have slept. It was only open for a very brief period of time. That's why everyone kind of rushed it. So if you weren't in the first 100 people to get in the door, you didn't get in, kind of thing. It's very limited.
100 people?
Huh? Yeah.
100 people?
Yeah, around that number.
People went with them into the Earth plane.
Yeah.
What are all the rest of the people doing?
They're on the Earth plane. These guys went up, and everyone else went down. They went up to the surface. Now they're on the border between the air and Earth plane. Everyone else was Earth party members. They went further down into the Earth plane.
So they're like, the planes are like stacks.
The borders. There are borders on all. All of them have borders at different corners. Like the border between Earth and air is an up-down border, not a left-right border. So yes, it's 5-dimensional borders basically.
Okay.
But you guys aren't there. But you've gotten a report. They're safe. They're sound. Over the night, they battled something and are back in the hut now. So over the period of time that you guys have slept, they've fought something and retreated to a hut. But you know they're safe. You know where they are.
Well, there's no way we can get in there. I'm not trying to stick around for them to open it. Or they can't, because they only do it every 50 years.
They can do it more often, but they just don't usually. They vote on it a lot, but usually it's voted down. Most of them don't think it's a good idea to open a portal, especially not for another party. So usually if another party gets just trying to open a portal, the other parties will vote it down. So it just rarely happens. But like every once in every 50 years, things get lenient, like just now, and a portal opens. And so it just happens every now. It's not like exactly 50 years that it happens. It's just like around that amount of time. Sometimes it takes less years, sometimes it takes more, but usually takes a long time to convince them to open a portal because it can be very dangerous. Besides people going in, things can come out. There are laws about planar travel and opening portals, and they have to appease the greater government of White Castle also. So they're like a subservient government to the White Castle government and have to follow their rules as well when it comes to planar travel. So.
Well, since they vote on it so often and they don't vote to open it, does that mean that there are people here that are like experts on the planes?
Yeah.
That, like,
most of the people that live in Kishwahili are planar experts. And if not experts, they've at least traveled to the plains a couple of times or have a passion for the plane. Like, you don't live in this town unless you are seriously attuned to a particular plane. Like, if you're not passionate about Fireplane or not passionate about Earth, why would you live here? You got to be like super into that shit, or you're not going to waste your life studying it and perpetuating, like, trying to open portals and learn more about it. And these people are passionate about the planes that they politically follow.
What if we find the guy that opened the portal and ask him how you get out?
Well, a single guy didn't open the portal. The portal was the portals to these planes are opened via a group effort of everyone that lives in Kishwahili. That's why they take a vote on it, because it takes multiple people to open these portals, especially large enough for at least like the number of people. Like this had 100 people go in. So open a portal that size for that long, it takes a lot of people's power at one time, at least for the amount of power these guys have. Mostly what they can do, most of them can't open portals at all. They can travel from planes, from one plane to another just themselves. But the ability to open a portal is usually with a combined magic effort of a lot of people.
Okay. So, since we know we can talk to Cersei now, continuing the conversation, ask them if they, want to get rescued, or if they feel okay, staying there.
I'm gonna hold my bracer up to her face when she says that.
She's got one too, right?
Yeah.
Everyone got one except Pleek, I think.
Cersei, she's like, well, we went to a lot of trouble to get here, and we'd really like to, check it out for a little bit, but we are in a little stumped on how to get back. So if you could do a little legwork on that for us and get back to me, that would be just
How many of you in character know where Osk is or what Osk is doing? Or is that only Vortiga and Pleek that know that? Or Ramses and Pleek?
Because Vortiga told me about it.
Alright, so then you know. So you would know, you might even want to tell Juan that Osk has the Codex of Infinite Planes that you guys found on Demon's Knot, and is working on a way to study that book and learn about the planes. So you're hoping that if nothing else, he'll be able to learn enough that he'll be able to come and rescue you or help you guys find a way out. But
he's not here though,
and he doesn't have a bracer yet, does he?
No, he doesn't.
And are you holding it in your bag?
It's on me. Yes.
So he doesn't have a bracer. There's no way to contact him, so Cersei might suggest maybe trying to get with Osk. That way, whenever they do need out, you guys will be able to transmit the message and stuff like that.
I have no idea where he is.
I mean, she does.
Oh,
Cersei knows where Osk is.
I know precisely where he is.
Yep. So Cersei could tell you exactly where Osk is if you want.
Yeah. What you gotta do is you gotta go to Southport and you gotta go to the old Drow house. You go downstairs and he's gonna be hanging out there with our old buddy Morgan, staring at a big friggin' book. And I would recommend not looking at it yourself unless you might, unless you're feeling really gutsy and think you can handle, a lot of damage. And
Supreme magic power. Yeah.
Yeah. But that might be a way to start, or you could talk to some of the Plains people back in Kishwahili.
Yeah, because
I can give you names for all the main guys if you want to, talk to them. But I think you guys know that already, probably.
Yeah. They're probably just gonna, even if they're stuck in there, we need your help getting them out. They're gonna vote on it.
It's true. It's gonna take 4 days.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, it would take weeks or months or whatever to get to Osk, and then get him and his book back here.
At least if you travel by boat.
What?
So at least if you travel by boat.
How big of a eagle can you summon?
An eagle-sized eagle?
You couldn't do a giant bird?
Not yet. What level druid are you?
Well, hang on.
Yeah, what level druid? Because that'll determine what size animal you can summon.
Cersei has a plan.
All right. I assume that you're still on the open communicator here, unless they've shut off their communicator. So yeah.
This would be. I'm not sure if I have this knowledge. So this might be full of shit. So this might not work, even if it is possible.
Okay.
Now, Vortiga was on the same channel.
No, Vortiga's brace was gone.
Oh yeah, but she's with us.
She's in the room with you guys, right? Yeah.
Okay. And
she followed you into the plane, if I remember correctly.
And Alec and I know that it is actually Vortiga in control.
No, it's Ramses in control now.
I thought Vortiga was in... Oh, that's right. Ramses came back in that fight. I forgot about the fight with the imp and shit.
Yeah, slaughtered them.
Alright,
Yeah.
Pretty much what I need from them is... I need from someone from the HBI, Cersei needs certain information. And
Okay.
that would be... I need that to come from Pleek or Vortiga, and I'm not sure if Ramses ever told me this maybe important piece of information.
All right, so say the piece of information, and then we'll talk about whether or not Ramses or Vortiga ever told it to you.
All right. Well, I got this idea from it would help them if I could tell them about the portals, the teleportation pads.
Okay. So I don't know if Vortiga or Ramses. I don't know if Ramses even knows about the portals. Does Ramses know about the portals?
No. I heard it mentioned in passing by Jagger that Pleeks was supposed to put the portals out, but I never specifically got into any conversation about it and what they do.
So yeah, only Pleek and Morrigan have extra portals. You've used a portal though, so you know about the one from Westport to Nevercrooks. You would know that exists. Even Ramses knows that. Ramses has used it, so Ramses knows that exists. So if you want to say that this information right now would be handy, if you guys know that Osk on Demon's Knot, and Ramses will give information that there's a portal that goes from Nevercrooks to Westport, if you guys can somehow gain access to that portal. And then you wouldn't have to travel by boat.
Or, I would also be looking from the term ley lines. I need to know about that. And I don't know if they would have told me about that and a glowing ring. These are all things...
I don't think they would have told you that, because Ramses and Vortiga don't know about that. Only Pleek and Morrigan do, and I'm pretty sure neither one of them has told anyone about it. I know Pleek hasn't. I don't think Morgan did.
Never mind.
So the ley lines you guys don't know about. Because Ramses Vortiga doesn't know about that yet, because Ramses didn't get a portal.
That's why I said I wasn't sure I had that now. I didn't want to jump right ahead with it.
You do not. But if someone wants to roll a knowledge planes, you might know more about the planes than you think you know. I don't know. I don't know what you guys know about planes until you roll it.
Knowledge planes.
I'll roll one as well.
I would know.
Natural 1. 10.
I got a 14.
I got a 20.
Alright, so you guys know jack shit about the planes, but lucky for you, Juwan does. So no one knows anything about the planes, really. We're kind of like, I don't know, it's our first time to another plane. Besides Pleek knows about the Shadow Plane. But none of you guys have been to this plane before, but Juwan has studied the planes, especially the elemental planes before, because she's a druid, so studying the elemental planes is something that is part of her education as a druid. She needs to understand fire and earth and water and air to be a good druid. So she has some working knowledge of the planes. Juwan is even familiar of the layout of the geography of the planes. You guys don't know this information, but Juwan does, and she can share it with you if she likes. However you would like to translate the information you can read on that map to them about their destination, the other planes that they touch. Juwan would know the negative energy plane and the positive energy plane are even more dangerous than the elemental planes. And you would know that all of these planes are on some place bordered by the plane of shadow. You know the plane of shadow is kind of like the tether that holds all the other material planes together. That's like the weakest of all the planes, and it's at some point on all these planes there's a shadow passageway. But just like, I mean, all the planes are connected in one way or another. So from any plane, you can get to any other plane if you could find the right spot.
It seems like you guys should not leave the Earth plane. Like,
they kind of already have. They're on the border of the Earth and airplane, so they've left the Earth plane technically.
I don't think that there's anything in the Earth plane or the airplane for you to like stand on.
Well, it's all air and lightning and ash and smoke and dust.
Yeah.
No
like
solid
the Matrix
ground.
White Cube. Like, I don't think you should go there because it would be way too disorienting to like find your way back.
I mean, they can't really go there unless they can fly anyway. So I think only Cersei could go there. So they can't really go to the airplane unless they fly anyway, and I think only Cersei can do that. So they would have to go up to go to it.
They'd have to go up to go.
Being in the Earth plane isn't that great either because we can't breathe.
It's all full of dirt, yeah, and rocks. It is made of earth.
Yeah, because, I mean, after the Earth plane, there's, like, vacuum and lightning, which also sound fucking terrible.
Yeah, vacuum would have no air, so that would suck. And lightning is just full of lightning, so that's no fun unless you like getting shocked by lightning. That's also, the lightning's part of the airplane. Lightning's like one of the borders between vacuum and air, so. Yeah, all the planes are dangerous. I mean, they contain the extremities of all the elements, so. I mean, right now these guys are in the middle of a sandstorm, which is why they're in their hut. Because going outside, the sand would rip their flesh off.
Pleek goes in the shadow realm.
Correct.
So why don't you point him in the proper direction of the shadow plane, and then we can fight Pleek. Wait, Pleek's with you guys, right?
He's with us, but not in person.
Yeah, he's asleep right now. He's taking a nap.
Yeah.
She is taking a nap right now, so after her nap, she might help you, but she's currently sleeping.
She's been pretty well behaved lately, so she
I
might
agree
be
with that shadow plane. If we can get him to walk in the shadow plane, that might do something. Is there a shadow plane in every other plane? So
You said
The shadow plane overlays the material plane, and all these planes do. But there are borders for all of them that connect, and the shadow plane overlays everything. It's darkness covers everything.
So if you were like on the level of like a higher plane outside the border, because they're out.
Shadow plane does not touch the higher plane. Shadow plane only touches the material planes. So if you're trying to get to a higher or a lower plane, you have to go through some other method. But all the material planes are connected by the plane of shadow and the Feywild.
Because the planial sphere is it's a circle, but it goes up and down. Like, it goes out too, but specifically like your neutral.
Higher or lower, yeah.
Equals up and down. So it'd
Correct.
be harder to get. So he couldn't go to a plane unless it's directly on
The material. If it's one of the material level planes, including the elemental plane, the prime material plane, the shadow plane, the Feywild, the positive energy plane, negative energy plane, all the ones that are part of this material realm. None of the ones that are like hells or heavens, basically.
Yeah, not the abyss.
Yeah, but any of the planes that overlap the one that you guys are currently on. Yes.
So, did my 20 also let me know how to travel in between planes, like how to get them back, or like how to make another portal?
You do not know how to make another portal without either. You never read any literature. There's not a whole lot of literature about making portals to other planes because it's very dangerous. It's very well hidden secret. The book you guys found, the Codex of Infinite Planes, is one of the few resource materials on the planet that will teach people this material. So unless you learned it from someone that passed the information down to you, which is how a lot of it's learned through apprenticeships and through training, through years and years of training, because it's very difficult to do and difficult to master. So without some kind of training or some kind of resource of knowledge to learn how to do it, no, you don't know how to travel between planes. Or you do have an understanding of them, you do have an interest in them. You do know that there are ways to get there besides through portals. Like I said, through traveling through other planes, great distances, and finding their borders and like crossing their borders and entering into other planes. You know that other planes can be reached from each other. Like all the planes touch at some point. This is like a larger world with borders of continents, but the continents happen to be like planes. So you would know that there are ways to get there from here, but you don't know how to like instantly teleport there. You would know that there's probably a way to get there that would take a long journey. You'd have to find a weak spot in the fabric of this plane to enter another plane and then travel until you found a weak spot that would lead you where you need to go, basically. You'd be traveling around looking for weak spots and finding ways to exploit them, which is also something you're not really familiar with.
Count on this certain spot because it is a weak spot?
Yes. But there are lots of weak spots throughout the universe for different planes. But yes, that's the reason the 4 elemental parties built their town here, because there are 4 great elemental monuments in this area that are weak spots in the universe that connect to those planes. That's why they have a city here, because this is one of the easiest places in the world to get to the elemental planes.
Okay. I still think that we should talk to people that are in this town to try and figure out how to get them out of that plane.
I don't want to leave. Like, we just got here, and we spent like a week voting.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to get them to open it again. They're just going to keep voting against each other.
Yeah, they're not going to open one because this was technically the first one they voted to open in 50 years. Because the one I opened with the fire people, that
was an illegal portal.
Yeah.
Well,
so you would know that there isn't a way to illegally open portals that Vortiga's used before.
Well, I don't think we need to open a portal, though.
Okay.
If there's a weak spot, and with the shadow plane, we didn't have to open a portal to get to the shadow plane.
You just have to be able to teleport yourself there.
Well, in that church, there was that church in that one town.
Well, that's a weak spot. That church is one of the weak spots. Of course, there are a lot of weak spots to the shadow plane on that particular island. Most of the weak spots to the shadow plane are like the darkest places on the material plane.
Yeah, so, it's like the 9 entrances to hell on Earth.
Well, there are several. There are more portals to the shadow plane than any other plane. The shadow plane is the easiest plane to get to. There are more openings to it than any other one, but they are in the darkest places on the material plane.
You should go to
Osk. I don't know, we could talk to Osk, or or we can go to Reyes, or I don't think we're going to be very helpful here.
I don't feel comfortable like abandoning them in this like really dangerous plane though.
I mean, either way, they're in this plane. Like, you being in Kishwaili doesn't make you any closer to them. They're on another plane of existence. Like, yes, you are near one of the weak spots, but there are other weak spots, and I don't know. Like, you being near a weak spot doesn't change anything if you don't know how to use it. And they are right. Oz does have a book that teaches him how to travel to planes, so if you can get a hold of him and he's learned anything, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. But so it's not like the shadow plane where like the overlay is what's happening in this world.
No, the overlay is a little different. Because these planes are made up the elements that create the... So these elements make up the material plane, and they exist everywhere on the material plane, so they... I don't know, their demi-plane is way different than the shadow plane. It overlays in a different way. It overlays in four corners of the material plane and leaks into it, the material. So it doesn't overlay it the same way the shadow plane does, which is why they're harder to get to than the shadow plane. The shadow plane does actually overlay everything. Whereas these elemental planes are the corners of the material plane, yes. And they leak material into it, which forms the material plane.
Okay, well, maybe before we leave this place, we should find one of the other plane expert people and see if they can tell us where the other 3 corners are, and then go find Osk. That way we know where all 4 corners are.
Okay.
Where do we find? I mean, is there like a university or something in this town? Like, how do we find experts?
There's no university. Which district? You guys in the Earth District?
Yeah.
Would you like me to tell you what is there? And you can discern for yourselves what to do?
Yeah, I guess we can only talk to Earth people, I guess.
Talk to whoever you want. This is where you are right now. It's very simple structures. They seem to have a lot of primitive weapons. They have a barracks, a stone arena, their Kalu brewery, dirt farms. They have a graveyard with a lot of stone heads, houses, the Mud Hut Inn, Mud Club, Earth Shop, the Dirt Mall. They have the Earth Monument, which is the large rock where the portal opened. They have a smithy, and the Earth Temple, which is the hut next to the giant rock.
The temple.
Alright, so you guys go to the temple?
Yep.
Alright, there's a very small mud and stone hut right next to the large rock. You are outside of it.
Yeah. There's like a gate or a door or something? Or...
Yeah, it seems like a small home, like a cottage home almost. So there's a door on the front, some small slat windows, not very large. Roll me a perception check.
17.
Okay.
20. Not natural 20, though.
Alright, outside the temple, there's a small stone altar where people seem to leave small, unrefined gems and such. And there's a pile of some there now. There are about 16 gems on this pedestal right now outside the temple.
Okay. I wish I had some gems.
But the door is closed, you can't see through the slats.
Probably a good idea that I don't walk in there because I have a water patch on. So you should go alone. I can sit outside and wait. I'm gonna put it. I don't know. I have gems. I can put a gem down while you go outside and talk. Or I can go in with you after I put down a gem.
Yeah, I think we should do like an offering because that seems like the process.
All right, you put down a gem.
Yeah.
And you knock on the stone door?
Yep.
Alright, let me roll and see if you get an answer or not. You hear no answer on the door at this time. Seems like no one is at the temple.
An earth portal just opened and no one's at the temple.
Well, maybe the temple leader also went through the portal.
Dang.
Alright, well, let's go where they opened up the portal.
That's right next door.
Yeah.
There's a big giant rock. There's a giant rock next to this hut. It's a really big rock. Very tall rock, probably about 20 feet wide, 40 feet tall or so. It's a very skinny, tall stone, and on top of it seems to be growing a little bit of moss, but that's about it.
And did y'all say Chinese?
Might stop by. Hang out
I mean, are there people around? I mean, we don't need to talk.
There are some around, not a lot. The district was a lot more crowded before the portal opened, so you can tell a lot of people either left or it settled down after the portal closed. So a lot of people aren't kind of milling about. The district is more empty than usual.
So, do these places have leaders or elected officials or anything?
They have party leaders, yeah.
We try to find one of those people, the Earth person.
Yeah. The leader of the Earth Party, his name is Pete Moss. He lives in the temple.
Knowledge of talk to people in the street, and if anybody knows, I guess if Pete Moss is here.
Yeah, you can roll me a knowledge local to ask that question.
15.
So you talk to some people. They seem to think that Pete Moss was one of the people in the front of the line to get into the portal. He's an older guy and hasn't been able to travel to the Earth plane as much as he used to when he was younger because he's not as strong as he used to be, so he's probably looking forward to this opportunity to have one last great hurrah in the Earth plane. So they seem to think that he probably left on this trip and will be back whenever he completes whatever he's doing there. Whatever quest he's on.
Dang. I want him to tell me. Can I do another knowledge local then to see if anybody knows? Because, I mean, really all I wanted to ask him, I guess, was, about the 4 corners to find out where the other 3 corners are. So, can I ask other people to see if that's, a common knowledge thing, if, everybody else knows?
Yeah, roll it.
15 again.
Alright, so corners is not, 4 corners is not really, a literal thing. There are actually not just 4 corners. There are just places on the material plane where these materials are the strongest and leak out and have their strongest presence. 4 of those areas are right here in town, though. So you could say 4 of those corners are right here in Kishpahili. But there are more ways to reach those corners because those corners are not necessarily just like corners in a square. They more just mean like edges of that plane. That plane is not necessarily a flat thing to be looked at as such.
I'm more interested in things that are not on this island. When we leave, we're not on this island anymore.
All right, well, he would say, then he doesn't know of any places in particular because it's how they usually get to those planes, but it would be safe to assume that places that are the most extreme. So if you're looking for a water plane entrance, then you'll need to be probably deep in the ocean. And if you're looking for an airplane entrance, you probably need to be high up in the air. If you're looking for a earth plane entrance, you need to be near some sacred stone or a giant rock or mountain or something that would represent those fire. You need to be near a volcano or some other fire, some kind of way to enter from this realm into that one.
Okay, so is there some kind of trick to finding these things, looking at them a certain angle and it shimmers a funny way or something?
No, but as a druid, you might have the keenest sense as far as discerning where these areas are. You might be able to notice. You've done the most studying in the elemental planes as a druid, so you would be able to discern areas that are maybe more earthy than other places, or places that are more fiery than other places, and that would be enough to be identify this might be a weak spot, but how to exploit it would be another thing. How do you exploit those weak spots is not.
Test it?
They don't know. They just know that those are the weakest spots. They say usually through faith. They say a lot of people of our faith when they're first training to walk into these portals. Well, the fire party, for instance, has their great fire, and they challenge their followers to walk through the fire. And a lot of people's first experience with the fire plane is accidentally stumbling through one while walking through the great fire. If you're brave enough to walk through a great fire, or same thing with the earth portal. Really to enter that great rock in the center of town when you're a teenager and you're first going through your orientation. The first step is just walking into the stone. When a lot of people will just bump their head and look foolish, but if you're able to pull it off, you can enter that weak spot into the stone, and then from that weak spot in the stone into that plane. And same thing with the air. If you fly high enough and find that breach in the sky where those spots are, it's these places exist. He doesn't know where, but they're, usually just takes a leap of faith into something that looks scarier or more dangerous than, something you wouldn't think that you'd be able to do.
Okay, well, I guess we should try. So, thanks, friend. So maybe we should just tell Cersei that we're gonna go, or like we're gonna leave this town and we're gonna go try to find Osk, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, anything too good here, so.
Alright, so where do you guys go from Kiswahili? Do you rent a boat here, or do you travel to another town and try and sell from there, or what's the sitch?
I'm a little bit nervous to go north because of the humans. I kind of like to leave from here. I mean, it might take an extra day.
The travel from Kiswahili, you're a little bit farther south, so yeah, it takes a little bit longer. More than a day, but a little, not enough to be like, oh my god, we can't do it. But it would add a little bit of time to your journey. You have to sail north instead of just east. You'll sail northeast. All right, that's 1,500 gold each to rent travel from here to there.
Oh, shit.
On a small boat, it'll travel faster than a regular cargo ship, so you guys will be getting, this is a passenger ship, so it'll be able to go pretty quickly. It's a small sailboat.
Okay.
It'll probably cut you back to about the normal amount of time it would take you to sail from Galbraith if you take the small ship, so you'll actually be able to go there a little bit quicker.
I don't have enough gold. I only have 1,000 gold.
Can you afford to spot him 500? Are you guys going to try and barter, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I actually could get some gems appraised. I got 49 gems.
Yeah, you can just try to throw in some gems with your deal.
Yeah.
Or you can roll appraise on if you want to know what they're worth, but...
I'll roll appraise on and see what they're worth.
Okay.
Take it to someone, try to sell it to them.
Do you know if they are cut or uncut gems?
They're cut.
Okay.
I was wondering what the C was for. Alright. I get 24 on appraise.
Alright, so you would know those gems are probably worth a little under 200 gold each. You're probably going to get that much for them, but that's probably what they're worth. You'll probably get 100, 150 for them on the open market, but they're probably worth 200. But whoever you're going to sell them to is probably going to try and resell them, so unless you're making them into jewelry or crafting them, 100, 150 per.
Okay. Can I see if he'll do 150 and I trade him 6 gems?
Yeah, I think he'll probably do that. He's down. He agrees.
Okay. Cool.
Luckily, you're leaving from the Earth Party, and they love to trade in gems here, because it's the Earth Party, and they can just give those to the temple. Penance paid. All their sins are forgiven. For the simple price of a couple gems. Juan, do you pay your fare?
I mean, I guess so. I don't have any gems to...
So you just have 1,500? And you board a boat?
Yeah.
Alright, you guys board a boat, heading towards Demon's Knot.
Well, Kit doesn't have any money.
So you're leaving him behind? Or
No.
someone paying for him?
Yeah.
Do you have another 1,500 gold?
Don't sound so excited about it.
Sorry. He's your nephew. He had some money too, but not that much, I guess.
He doesn't. He's got 42.
Yeah, he's a little kid. He's never had a job before.
Okay.
So you pay for him as well?
Yeah.
Alright, the three of you board a boat to Demon's Knot. Very choppy waters, because you guys are in a small boat, so it's very rough sailing. But we'll leave you there, and we'll join Osk and Morgan in Southport, and let them do stuff until you guys show up.
Okay.
Osk and Morgan are in the sanctuary underneath the graveyard in Southport, in the old Drow house, studying the Codex of Infinite Planes. Alright, so what do you guys do alone in this dark cave for all these months?
I made some books. How about this, Pat? If you help me read all these books, and at the end I can sacrifice Morgan as an Urgatoa to try to earn her.
Morgan's not going to go for that.
Plus she has one more soul shard, so if you do that, she'll just be reborn one more time.
Just push her off a cliff and then...
Yeah, but that would only, if you gotta do it twice. I should have brought that up, that she has one more soul shard, so you have to kill Morgan twice to get rid of her, but...
Well, maybe I can negotiate with her. Since she already has another soul shard, she wouldn't mind me sacrificing her.
Let's just
It's
read
true,
this
but
book
then
that
she would just wake up immediately in Westport with a new body again, and then what?
He wants to read
Morgan's still obsessed with reading this
Yeah,
book.
she
it's
is.
crazy.
Both of you guys are, really. Both of you guys are insane about trying to figure out this book, and you're both insane about helping each other figure out this book. And luckily there are two of you, because otherwise this book is very difficult to understand.
Alright, may our powers combined.
Yeah, with your powers combined. Morgan, you can go ahead and tell Osk what you know about the book. I know I told you a little bit. Do you remember any of that?
So, to get rid of this book of great power, we have to rip out every page and take each page to a different plane.
We're taking around this to multiple planes.
Yeah.
But it's heavy.
I've got a whole page in the book.
He
I
did.
might have ripped it out and lost it.
No, you did. You never tore any pages out of the book, but you did temporarily learn one spell from it. But it was it only lasted a short period of time. You didn't fully learn the spell. You just kind of grasped the edge of the spell and had a fleeting taste of the power, but didn't fully understand the spell.
It was like the beginning, right?
I think you learned astral projection for a very short period of time.
I knew that was written down somewhere.
So Morgan can tell you what she knows about destroying the book and the fact that she has sort of learned astral projection, but not well enough to do it multiple times, that she sort of like just thinks she's figured out how to go there, not even sure she could get back. It's for 30 minutes, you free your spirit from your physical body and you project to an astral body to another plane altogether. You can bring the forms of other willing creatures with you that you touch, plus
so
one.
Like my shadow form ability, except that's only for a limited amount of time, and I go to a different planet.
Yep, but in an astral body. So your body will remain here, but your astral body will leave your body. So like a spirit version of your body will leave your body, and your body will remain on the material plane. And that will float to that plane. It'll be a cord connecting your body to your astral body, so it's like a balloon that will go into these other planes. But yeah, so basically even right now, Morgan can visit another plane for 30 minutes once. But then after that, she would never be able to do it again unless she learned the spell better.
Well, Oscar's familiar with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
On a certain level. Okay, so,
But so you get to any plane for 30 minutes, but you can travel to the astral plane indefinitely. So if you use this to go to the astral plane, you can stay there as long as you want.
Morgan?
Yeah. Morgan is being half obsessed with this book. Well, mostly obsessed with this book. I think that's all Morgan cares about is this book after she read it the first.
We're both.
You're obsessed with learning more. You guys both want to know more of these secrets.
Yeah.
So can we
would you like to read the book? Well, I have to make you roll because even spamming time, even taking a 20 is not enough to read this book. I need you guys to roll spellcraft checks. I'll even let you roll them together and combine that total. If you guys succeed, you'll only be able to cast a spell together. So it'll take both of you to do this, even if you do learn it, unless one of you are able to roll high enough on your own. But you have to roll a spellcraft check of at least 50 to learn anything.
My spellcraft is +8.
I'm going +2.
So it'll be impossible. What's that? 28 and 22. Was that exactly 50?
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you guys both roll 20s, you'll learn something, and if not, you won't learn anything. If you take a 20, but that's not. You don't get your bonuses on that though. You're just taking a 20, which is not enough. You only get the bonus if you roll.
So we both have to roll a nat 20
to learn anything currently.
I've used all my
I don't think Morgan had it.
So
can we just study the book and maybe not learn any spells? Maybe that'll help out. Or
yeah, you're gonna study the book and see what you can learn about it. If you want to roll a spellcraft and just see what you can discern generally.
Because I think last time I did that.
Or knowledge arcana, or knowledge planes. One of those three would help you learn more about the book in itself. But you won't learn any of you won't learn any of its abilities unless you roll a 50 spellcraft. So.
Last time I learned or I was able to read the first page or whatever.
I mean, I'll roll knowledge planes on it. Sure, figure it out.
I'm gonna do the same.
Alright, I got a 21 on knowledge planes.
Alright, so with that, you will know that this book, Codex Infinite Planes, was created as a guide to access many planes, and that many of its secrets are easier accessed on other planes. So from here on the material plane, a lot of things will not be revealed to you, but if you take the book onto another plane, it's like invisible ink. So if you take this book to a different plane, some things will appear that weren't there before, and that might aid you in learning more.
Okay.
That's what you're able to discern from that.
What if I call on Shia to take me and the book to the shadow plane?
I mean, you have the dot on your hand to call Shy. You could just go.
Yeah. So I can can I take Morgan with me, or am I just be on my
own? If he is willing and you're touching, or if she's willing and you're touching her, I'll allow it.
Okay,
I don't like it, but I'll allow it. Yeah, your black dot can encompass her body too, and you can both travel. I'm okay with it.
Alright, shadow plane that shit.
Alright, you take the book and Morgan into the shadow plane.
Yeah.
You are now in the shadow plane version of this sanctuary, which is still very similar because it's very dark there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll percentage chance, see if anything is in the area, though. There is.
Morgan, lower level. She died. So, Morgan's still pretty fucking badass.
So roll me a perception check once you guys enter the shadow plane.
Alright, so that's gonna be,
perception check.
23.
That's gonna be last. That's going to be 27.
Okay, between the both of you, you definitely know that you have entered the lair of some kind of beast. On the shadow plane, this appears to be a lair of some large creatures. There appear to be at least 6 very large bat-like creatures living in this cave. You hear them rumbling and moving around around you. They're about the same size as a man, about the same size as you guys. It looks like a cross between a bat and a snake. The upper part of their body being like a bat and the bottom part being like a snake. But with also some like dark green fur. It was like a furry, snake-bodied bat with large, lidless eyes with white circles with no pupils. And they're surrounding you guys. So there are 6 of them, and you guys are in the middle of this room. And there are 6 all around you.
Alright, I'll just go to. Alright, that's 20.
They seem like evil, malicious creatures that would delight in killing you, especially because you walked into their lair.
Alright, okay. Well, can I look at the book real quick? And see if I see anything that I didn't see before?
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Alright, that's a 7.
No, I'm just gonna, instead of trying to peek at the book, I'm gonna watch over Osk while he's peeking.
Alright, Osk looks at the book and he doesn't notice anything different. It still looks just like a bunch of elven scribbles to him.
Alright, well shit, I forgot I read Elven, that's why.
And he rolled a 7, so.
I think we should deal with our situation at hand and then get back to the book.
Okay.
It's probably wise.
Well, I mean, if we're surrounded by a bunch of bad dudes, I guess they see us?
Yeah, they definitely see you. They're closing in for attack. We can roll for initiative if you guys are ready. I'm ready. I just rolled it. I got a 20 for initiative, so.
I got a 20 as well.
I got an 18.
So what'd you get, Morgan?
20.
Alright, so we tied. So I'll let you go first, because you're a real player. So you can go first, then these guys, and then Osk.
Alright, can I use how far away are they?
They are within 15 feet all around you.
Alright, I don't have my musket anymore, so this is not going to be it.
What are we doing? We're about to get in a fight, right? I forget.
Yeah, there's 6 of us like floating 15 feet away from us in a circle.
They're not floating, they're on the ground.
Oh, they're on the ground.
Yep.
But they're surrounded us, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Alright.
They're on all sides of you.
I'm gonna rock it old school and take a full round action and pop off 2 shots. I'm gonna start off with, I've got 6 dice, 1 through 6. I'm gonna start shooting at number 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop both shots at him.
Okay.
Nat 20.
That's gonna be a hit.
And,
Confirm that shit.
alright, we'll roll to confirm. No.
You are RoboCop right now, though.
Yeah, you are. You have that gun that like is in your arm.
Second one. God, I wish the crit for a Nexus. So that's a 19 plus 6, so 25 on the second hit. Oh, wait, that's against touch AC too, since they're within 15 feet.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Alright, so all in all, that's going to be. The first one was a crit, so that's going to be 5 hits.
5d6 or what?
5d8.
What?
Yes.
I don't have my musket, it would be 5d12. Alright.
Then what are you killing?
That's how I did the worm damage of 112 or what?
So 5d8, and then each is going to be plus 9 damage.
You're a bard?
He's a gunslinger bard.
Oh, wait, no. Well, the first one would be plus 9. Right? Or is that for each shot?
What's the plus 9
I
for?
think it's just.
My damage rolls.
I think that's just total plus 9.
Yeah. For the first hit. Alright, so it'd be 4. You're right. It'd be 48 plus 9. And so 3, 12, 7, 10, 18, and 19. So the first one is 29 damage.
28.
And then the second
28.
hit, 28 damage. Well, it's plus 9.
Yeah.
19 plus 9.
Oh, I thought it was 20 plus 9. Alright, 28, and then 7 and 9 is 18. So, yeah.
Got
A
it.
lot.
Oh.
Okay. Now it's their turn.
Oh, I don't like that. I was expecting it to fall with it. I was expecting it. You blew it off. That sucks.
More difficult than I was expecting.
I probably only have like.
All right. So I will roll 3 of them versus one of you and 3 versus the other. I'll start with Osk as a welcome back present. So I just need to know your CMD.
My CMD
Yep.
is 17.
Oh, I'm gonna get you almost every time. All right. So 3 of them grapple you.
I got a gift for 3 of them too.
All right.
Yeah.
So all 3 of them are grappling you, and then what's your CMD, Morgan?
CMD?
Yep.
That would be 23.
All right. All 3 of them grapple you as well. So you're both being tackled by 3 each. But that was their move. And now it is Osk's turn, I believe.
Alright, so I'm being grappled by 3.
Correct.
So the odds are that I'm touching them, right?
Yes, you were touching all 3 of them. Or they're touching
So
you,
I'm-
but you're touching.
So then I can, since inflict moderate wounds is a touch attack, so I'll just hit them with inflict moderate wounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I get a
alright,
save on that,
so-
or what happens?
I mean, it's touch attack.
So you
and
just
I'm
roll.
touching
You just
them,
roll versus their touch AC.
But I'm touching them.
You still have to roll versus touch AC, Tom. That's how touch attacks work.
Alright, I'll roll against their touch AC.
So maybe you have to touch them with your hand, and maybe they're holding your hand and you can't. So that's why you roll to find out what happens. It's a dice game
Yeah, but
based on
There's
chance
3
and
of them.
luck. Yeah, but that means
Alright.
that it's even more likely that all 3 of them are holding your hands and you can't cast a spell. So roll it and find out if you can or not.
Actually, hold on. Rewind a second. Can I do knowledge planes to know what these things are?
Yeah.
Alright, that's gonna be 13.
You're not sure. You've never encountered these before. You're kind of new to the shadow plane.
Okay. Figured I'd just try. Alright, then I'm gonna go for the touch attack. Wow, that's a miss.
Okay.
So that was a, yeah, I didn't hit.
What was it?
It was a 1.
That's definitely. Not only is that a miss, that's worse than a miss. You gotta tell me if it's a 1, Tom. So not only is that a miss, they're gonna. I'm gonna give them an attack of opportunity because you rolled a 1. So they're gonna try to constrict you, which I think they can do as long as they're grappled. Actually, let me double check. So as long as you're grappled,
I've got an anti-hero point.
you can anti-hero point this if you want, but.
Yeah, I'll anti-hero point it. Why not?
All right, Anti-hero pointed.
Alright, anti-hero pointed.
You re-roll -8.
For myself?
Well, I mean, they already grappled you, so I'm not rolling anything for them.
Oh, well then fuck that. I'm not an anti-hero pointing your shit.
Okay. Alright. Are you doing anything else your turn, then?
I mean, I guess if I can't do anything.
Alright, well, it's Morgan's turn after your turn.
Okay. So to break free from a grapple, I'm guessing it's a strength.
Either a strength or reverse CMB, yep. Or a dex or escape artist. There's all kind of ways to get out of a grapple, really, but if you can make me believe that you could do it that way, I'll let you do it.
Alright. Can I, since I'm like a big slippery jug, basically, can I try and acrobatics out of this?
Because you're made of glass and shit?
Yeah, maybe some of the water spilled out, made it extra slippery.
Well, if the water spilled out, you're in trouble, because it's not water, it's embalming fluid, and it's keeping your body alive. So, but you can roll an acrobatics to try and escape. If you have good acrobatics, you might be fine. I don't know what your acrobatics is like.
I'm gonna try and roll an acro.
All right.
That's gonna be 21.
All right. With that, I will say that you're able to twist your way free and do some kind of cool like tuck roll thing. You're now free from their grasp, about 5 feet away. So you're one square next to them, but you loosened yourself from their grasp. That is your move.
All I need is 21 escape
Alright.
artists.
So I only get one attack then. Alright. I'm going to shoot at number 1 again with just one attack, I guess.
Okay.
18 plus 11, 29.
That's a hit versus touch AC.
12 damage.
All right. Back to the dudes, who will now constrict Osk, the 3 that are holding him, which does 1d8 plus 4 damage each, which is 7 plus 5 plus 8, which is 16. 7 plus 5, no, it's 7 plus 5 is 20. 20 damage total of being squeezed by these things. 7 plus 5 plus 8.
Alright. Is it 20?
I think that's 20, right?
7 plus 5 plus 8. Yeah, 20.
1 plus 2 plus 1.
So yeah, 20 damage of being squeezed. And then it's back to... wait, then I got the other 3 guys that that Morgan got away from. Will retry to grapple you. And they are all 3 successful. Wait, 25. That's higher than your CMD, right?
Yeah, I'm on 23.
Oh yeah, then all 3 are successful.
We're in a
So
shadow plane, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Well, I guess it's... Whose turn is it? Mine? It's my turn now, right?
Yeah. It was me, them, Tom.
So yeah, so back to Tom.
Correct.
Okay,
So it's more like Tom is first now.
Since I'm in the shadow plane, if I go into shadow form, will I still be able to perform my normal duties since we're in the shadow plane?
Yeah, you'll be solid in the shadow plane if you take your shadow form.
But I'll be able to exit my body.
Just like any other solid would. So whatever that means.
You're not being very helpful, Brian.
I mean, okay, I'll say this. In the material plane, your shadow can leave the body like a shadow, as a fluid, non-touchable, non-solid thing. Here in the shadow plane, your shadow self is a solid thing. So if you try to leave your body via shadow form, I mean, I don't want to tell you because you don't know because you haven't tried it, but if you try it, something will happen because you are a solid being in shadow form.
Crap out another solid being.
Yeah. You will be passing a solid form through whatever hole you pass that through. That is the size of your body. You'll be birthing yourself, basically, in shadow form.
How about I use an acrobatics to get out of their grapple?
That's fine.
Okay.
That doesn't take very much, apparently.
That's good. Because that is a 24.
Alright, that's enough to move you 5 feet out of their grasp, so you, like, leap behind them now. You're, just like Morgan did, so...
So they're all, like, tackling me.
Yeah, now Morgan's grabbed and you're not, but you leapt 3 of your 3.
Well, this isn't looking good for me.
What if I cast a flare?
I've got my shit. Where is it? Oh, I've got my gem of brightness. Where is it?
Do you now?
I got my gem of brightness.
Nim nim nim?
Nim nim nim. I'm gonna point that shit, put the umbrella in front of my face,
Uh-huh.
and then point the gem of brightness at them to try to destroy them.
Alright, I like it. Do it.
Alright, nim nim nim.
Alright, you say nim nim nim. The bright light sends them fleeing.
Doesn't destroy them?
No, it just makes them run.
Well, okay. I guess it's better than dying.
So
I was going to cast a player next round. That's it.
they flee the lair and scurry off into the caverns nearby.
That's creative. That was a good idea.
Had you killed them all, you would have got 3,900 experience points each, but since you didn't, I'll still give you guys 900 experience.
Okay, so now that's done with. So how about that book, huh?
Yeah, let's get to breathing.
Actually, I'm gonna heal myself. How about that?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I've got cure moderate, so I'm just gonna do that to myself. Yeah.
I'm going to cast...
1d8 plus.
Using them bard spells.
Bard, level 1. Level 1 bard spells. Alright, you only need 6 more? Yeah. Alright.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Alright.
Cool.
So you guys are all fine. You're still in this shadowy cave. You can now take a look at the book if you like.
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, let's, another fucking perception check or spellcraft?
Perception first to see if there's see anything different.
Yeah, alright. I got a 24 on perception.
You'll notice that the words in Elven are now in a darker black ink and are slightly different. So you'll recognize that the letters that used to be there have now been altered slightly, and now their meanings are totally different because they have extra, just it's Elven, so just an extra line somewhere doesn't have to change a whole word. So now these words have transformed into totally different words. The magic words are different than what they were on the other plane. Man, books are fun. My advice, always be learning and always be listening. Long Distance, Dungeons & Dragons, Dinner, Theater.